No, it's not clickbait. Free laundromat really did put me in the poorhouse. Let me tell you my story. I used to be a guy who would just go on YouTube and spend hours at a time just browsing through videos, gram stepping, how to budget, financing, learning stocks. Eventually, the YouTube algorithm picked up on this, so it started suggesting me entrepreneur type videos. And then I came across a video called Free Laundromat. And it sounded interesting to me. I never even thought about owning a laundromat, but if it was for free, it was for me. So I started watching this video on free laundromats, and they were talking about how great it was, how great of a business it is. It's passive income, it's recession proof, it's cash business. And I was like, well, I love cash, so why not get into it? I watched the guy talk about it, and he had a course. He was selling a course, and I said, screw it, why not? You're paying for knowledge. I paid, at the time his course was about $300. So I paid the $300, I got his course, and I watched it. Not once. I watched it, not twice, but 3 times. And I took notes on everything, because I wanted to be prepared. And I followed the steps in the video on how to get a free laundromat. And lo and behold, here's my laundromat. But it is not free. It is definitely not free. And I didn't know this going into it. Call me naive, ignorant, a dummy, a pendejo. But this is totally not free. And I was unprepared. I didn't have the capital to get this thing up and running. So I took it out. Sorry. I found a place and I got the lease. The owner took all her old machines out and she said, here you go, Claudio. The building is yours now. Do with it what you will. But in 4 months, I'll begin to collect rent. So I had 4 months of rate abatement. And I thought to myself, 4 months? That's all I need. I'll get the machines in like 2 weeks, and then I'll be up and running. And when you get the machines, they give you a little bit of free time as well. So you might have like 3 months of no rent on the machines or no payments on the machines. And then you might have 3 months of interest only payments on the machines before that first payment comes due. So I said to myself, I'll have the rate abatement, and then I'll still have the no payments on the machines. I'll be making money. Only one problem. To get these machines, you have to have money. Even before they give you that no payment month, that no payment 3 months, you got to have 20% down payment. That's what no one told me. That was not in the course. So 20% may not sound like a lot, but these machines are thousands of dollars each. And grand total, I don't want to say how much it cost me, but for the sake of this video, let's just say it was $400,000. Do you have 20% of $400,000? I didn't. I still don't. So how do I have these machines? Well, I went to one distributor, and the distributor pretty much told me, hey, you're going to need $100,000 to get this place up and running. And at the time, I didn't want to tell him that I didn't have $100,000. I didn't want to tell him how much money was in my bank account. So I said, okay. And then I went to the next distributor, and he pretty much told me the same thing. And I went to every single distributor, and they all pretty much told me, essentially, the same thing. So here I was now. I took over a commercial building for 15 years, and I didn't have 20% to put into the business to get these new machines. So I guess you say I made an oopsie daisy there. Oopsie daisy big time. Because what am I going to do now? So at this time, I don't know if I'm going to get the machines. It's uncertain to me. but I still have this little runway of 4 months to get this place up and running. Because I was unsure on if I would get the machines or not, I didn't bother to begin renovating this place immediately. Also, like I said, I didn't have money. I thought it was for free. Very naive. So slowly, the months went on by, and those 4 months had come and gone, and now the landlord wanted her rent. As she should. So what was I going to do? I went into my bank account, or I went into my savings, and I started drawing from my savings. And then once that ran out, I started to draw from my stocks, right? I had to sell all my stocks. My Roth IRA, my regular portfolio, I sold them all. And then once that ran out, I was like, well, what's left? I was like, oh, well, I have retirement funds from previous jobs that I've opened up and just kind of forgot about it. So I went and I drew all the money from my retirement. Eventually, I had to get a second job, right? The first job pays for the landlord's rent, and the second job pays for me just to be alive. Now, you may ask yourself, how did you eventually get machines? Because I see that there are machines behind you. How did you do it? I got very lucky. A family member actually had the money that I needed. Now, can you imagine asking your family member for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 so that you can fix your Oopsy Daisy? Yeah, it's kind of a lot to ask of anybody. But I asked my family member, could I borrow the money? And thank goodness, first of all, thank goodness that she had it, but also thank goodness that she gave it to me. She said, sure, Claudio, here it is. And you know what? You can pay me back in a few months. And I said, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Otherwise, I honestly don't know what I would be doing. So I got the money and I put the down payment. I ended up getting the machines. Fantastic. But all my free rent is gone. So I still have 2 jobs. Let's see, at one job I do 48 hours. At the second job I do 36. So what is that, 40, 50, 60, 70? What is that, like 80 hours? And I do 80 hours, not over 7 days, but within 6 days. So I honestly only have 1 day off. I've pretty much become a slave to my laundromat. Before all this free laundromat, I didn't need a second job. In fact, I was very content with one job. I lived within my means. I had enough money to where I could even invest some of my money. And at that one job, I wasn't making bukus of money. I think yearly from the first job I had, I might be making 50 grand a year. And I lived very content off 50 grand. It wasn't until I went seeking more that I found myself with these problems. That being said, what am I going to do now? I already had the lease for 15 years. I already have the machines. You still owe that one person a large amount of money. So no matter what happens, I don't care if I have to get 3 jobs. I'm going to pay back my family member that lump sum that they let me borrow. I'm going to get this place up and running to where I can quit my second job. Hopefully I can get enough laundromats that one day I can just quit all my jobs and just be a full-time laundromat person with 4 or 5 laundromats, each one supposedly making thousands of dollars, and just, ride off into the sunset. But this whole free laundromat thing, whether I did it right or wrong, I don't think I did it wrong. It turned out not to be free, and in fact, made me very poor. It put me into the poorhouse, because now I'm at 0, working 2 jobs, slave to the laundromat. I just wanted to warn you that if you're thinking about getting into the business of laundromats, yes, it can be very lucrative. If you go online, you'll see all these numbers of 95% success rate. You'll see 25% return on your investment. You'll see recession proof. All these great things. And it may be all that. And maybe I just haven't reached that valley, right? That land of hope. But currently, it is none of that. So my biggest tip, and hopefully the takeaway from this video, is to always do your due diligence. Don't just blindly follow somebody online because they say it's free. Go through YouTube videos like mine. Go through Reddit and Facebook groups and truly find out if this is a business that's for you. And always have money on hand. Cash is king. If you have money on hand, you hold the power. But that is it. I just wanted to share my story. Hopefully you get some value from it. It is New Year's, so happy New Year's. Nothing else left to say. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Find out if I can actually pay my family member back the money that I owe them. Find out what happens to me on the very next episode of Dragon Ball Z.